Same here, I got too much cut on this side. Now you'll see that I do have a little bit of angle here because I still want to have a little bit of hair coming out onto his ear. I want to shape the head a little more. Just a little bit right here. I'm going to get back to the ear. That's, like I said, that's one problem of mine is I'll work on something and I'll just get distracted and there's that a little better. So in other words, the hair is rounded a little bit, but we still want to keep the head a little square. I think I'll have to dig at that later because I think this is lower than that. Okay, back to the ear. Kind of clean it up. Make sure each looks fairly decent from the other one, I mean, pardon me. Okay, what I want to do, I want to bring this out a little more. Okay, what I want to do is I want to angle this. The back of the ear is going to be higher, and when you come to the sideburns there, it's going to be lower. But I'm just going to trim it right there, just a little trim. And while I'm doing this, well, no, let's do this first. And then this is going to be, again, a more realistic, even though it's a little larger ear, it's going to be more of a realistic-ish ear. I think even now it's still a little too big. Okay, let's do this on the other side. This end is higher. Oops, careful. All right. Now I want to be, this end is going to be higher and this end is going to be lower. Same on this side. Okay, now I am not going to do too much with the ear. Now that's going to be one of the last details because see, if I want to do any adjustments on the face, I want to make sure the face is perfect because I have, in fact, that's what I did with this guy here. That's what I learned from this one. His ear was much bigger. And then I carved all that in there. Well, now the ear is still a little too big, and I'm pretty well, because of all the little details, I'm pretty well stuck with it. I think I can do a little more adjusting. But one last thing I want to do with the ear before we move on is I want to tuck the ear underneath the sideburns, in which the sideburns will be higher than where the ear comes in. That does make the ear stand out a little more. There. Same on this side. In fact, I'll just stop cutting first. No, I think I may have moved here. No, I think we're still okay. Now I am kind of a bit dissatisfied with this as far as comparison. If I were to compare to the picture, I think the forehead is, oops, sorry. The forehead is still a little too high. Well, for me, actually it's not so bad there. I mean, here I think I need to cut it down just a little bit. The forehead is still a little too... If I were to compare between the mouth and the eye, then I think I need to trim down the forehead a little bit. Now if yours is perfect, you know, then you don't have to, I mean, this is the time for you to do some adjustments. Let's see, where's the camera here? My picture out here. And I'm gonna, excuse me, have to bring the head down, the hair down a little bit. It's getting there now. Looks too much like Superman here. Well, I'm not gonna spend too much time on the camera just trimming this down because it's going to take a while. Just get it started. So it's getting there. Yeah, I'll have to shape the hair a little more. I think it's starting to get to look a little better. Okay, as for the ear, I'm probably just gonna do I'll just do a simple ear. I'll make sure the ear is right. Does it look right? Before we start, because like I demonstrate, or not demonstrate, what I showed on the little bust there is I did the detail on the ear, and then I realized it was much too big, and it was difficult to adjust. Make sure it is right. I'm just bringing it around until I could make sure there's some cleaning up to do. But is it too low on one side or too high on the other? I think just a little bit here. This one comes up straighter. Well, straighter isn't like right here. It's not that much of an angle. All right, I think we can get going. Like I said, this is the high point. This should be the low point. Then this is the high point, and this should be the low point. Kind of a scoop. Make sure that that has been taken care of. I'm not coming at an angle like this. Trim off a little more there. Okay, the ear that I do is just relatively simple. There's like practically only a couple steps. Just bring this around right about here. Bring this around to right about there, and then I have this nice little triangle to kind of use there. Kind of the old Flintstones ear there. Make sure that it is the same spot just above the eye, which according to that is actually about at the eye. So I think the ear might be a little higher. I think the ear did turn out to be just a little higher than I wanted on mine, just a little bit. In fact, mine did turn out to be a little higher than I wanted, and it is about at the right spot here. You know, I think I'm going to do, I'm going to do a little more trim, and I would like for it to be like right at the eyebrow. It's almost right. I think I need to take that much more off. Yeah. And if yours is perfect, you know, then just ignore this. Let me erase that a little bit. Taking some of it down has helped. That was the other idea that I was toying on, is doing a from the drawing board all the way through, probably even some painting. You think that's a good idea, how I start and how I draw in something from scratch, or pictures or ideas, or well, it's a little lower, but pencil this back in. So then I can lower this a little bit, lower it to where it's supposed to be, just about or below the eye. Okay, where's my V tool? Let's V this in. I want to go down. Oops. Took a little chip off there. I think we can fix that. Then we'll start the V there. The Flintstone ear. Why does it look like this ear is bigger? No, it isn't. Because I just finished doing this. Oops, did it again.